Day 256 of the Daily Stoic. Be down to earth, or be brought down. Quote, Zeno always said that nothing was more unbecoming than putting on airs, especially with the young. Diogenes Laertius, Lives of the Eminent Philosophers, 7.1.22. Isocrates' famous letter to Demonicus, which later became the inspiration for Polonius's "To thine own self be true" speech, holds a similar warning to Zeno. Writing to the young man, Isocrates advises, be affable in your relations with those who approach you, and never haughty, for the pride of the arrogant slaves can hardly endure. One of the most common tropes in art, from ancient literature to popular movies, is the brash and overconfident young man who has to be taken down a peg by an older, wiser man. It's a cliche because it's a fact of life. People tend to get ahead of themselves, thinking they've got it all figured out and are better than those that don't. It's become so unpleasant to put up with someone who has to drop some knowledge on them. But this is an entirely avoidable confrontation. If the bubble is never inflated, it won't need to be popped. Overconfidence is a great weakness and a liability, but if you are already humble, no one will need to humble you, and the world is much less likely to have nasty surprises in store for you. If you stay down to earth, no one will need to bring you, oftentimes crushingly so, back down. You know what's great being in the content game? It's because I'm in the content game, I am predisposed to the massive amounts of other influencers and content creators out there, because it's just part of the game of being in content so much as I am. What has been always interesting is seeing the rise and fall of content creators as they have gotten bigger and bigger and more and grow, and then they get haughty, and then they get prideful, and then they say something maybe they shouldn't say. Or maybe they start doing stuff that they shouldn't do. Or they start dabbling in areas that are against or different from their core principles in which they started with. And you end up seeing the growth of color commentary videos or pundit videos of other influencers making fun of that person. It's always the same pattern. They get too big. They say stupid things. Their ego gets too overblown. And I think where I can be fortunate is that I don't have all of that. I don't have all of that craziness going on, right? I just talk about stuff that I'm interested in, right? I'm not shilling you guys projects. I'm not pumping my Telegram chat group. I'm just giving you guys what I'm interested in talking about. And, as many of you guys well know, always ad-free. Because what a waste of time. Be collecting pennies from Tube. But guys, I'll tell you, the pattern is quite clear. Don't be haughty in good times. It's easy to have ego in good times. Man, stay consistent. I think that's the key. See you in Discord, Metafan.